Van harte welkom bij een uitzending van Parelmoer. Dit is een aftrap van iets wat ik aangekondigd heb, namelijk die prachtige geuren van Sileno Cheloni uit Florence. Ik heb u verteld in juni dat ik in Florence ben geweest. En niet alleen Florence, maar ook verder buiten. We hebben turms, we hebben prachtige ledenwaren, maar we hebben ook een schitterend parfum uit Florence in de webwinkel van Parelmoer. Dit zat al heel lang in het vat. De parfumier, de meester parfumier uit Florence, is nu in de studio om te vertellen over die geuren. En niet alleen dat, maar ook om iets bijzonders te doen. Want wat we voor bijzonderheid gaan doen is een geurritueel. En die staat ook al in de webwinkel van Parelmoer aangekondigd. Ik heb het ook al in meerdere video's gezegd. Dit geurritueel, dit is een doosje. Dat gaan we vandaag doen. A warm welcome, Mr. Cheloni.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way from Florence to the Netherlands.
Yeah, I drove.
You drove by car,
here,
just like I did when I visited your beautiful shop. When I was in Florence in June, you were not there, but I met your son, and we had a beautiful conversation about the great stuff you make. Because I was thrilled to see the incredible attention for details, for beauty you have. So also visually, your shop was one of the most beautiful shops in Florence. You have some lines just for retail and sell all over the world, but the thing you are most famous of is making personalized perfumes.
Yeah.
And another thing you are very famous for is this Arab, do I say it, the Middle East's perfume ceremony?
Yeah. It's originated in the Middle East, and then I personalized in my way. Let's say that it's something I really work on it, and it's part of my life. I use it at home every night.
Every night. But as soon as I open the box, every time I do it, it's the smell is welcoming you, even without burning it. I told the audience many times about you and your beautiful perfumes, and especially what I did this also with guests. So this is still the box I have
from Florence.
From Florence, and I think there are 3 or 4 perfumes in it, different materials, different smells. I wanted to ask you to start this ceremony here in our studio.
Yes, with my pleasure. And of course, even for example, this one, as you said, it's few perfumes.
It's mixed up.
It's mixed up. Yeah. And this is the origin of perfume. The origin of perfume is the smoky perfume, because it's the word perfume from Latin perfumum. It means through the smoke. So through the smoke
is an instrument.
Yes, smoke was the instrument to talk with God, to connect
in the
with
church,
the Spirit.
Right? Yeah. Also.
And even before, in the prehistorical moment, people were getting together and burning incense, leaves, wood, and this perfumed smoke which was reaching,
so
it's
God. Very close to praying.
Yeah, it was like to request. People were asking for something to God, and this was the way to, for example,
and the perfumes were accompanying the prayer as a kind of honoring the request to God.
Yeah, exactly, honoring, but mainly requesting. Like you cannot stop a war, for example. People were, getting together and ask to stop the war to God, and with this kind of smoke, they offered their beautiful smoke to God, and with the message. So that was very, very, very effective, and it was effective because it arrived until today. So if it didn't work, it wouldn't arrive to us. So somehow they proved that this kind of a spiritual thing work is because it arrived to us. Otherwise, we could have lost.
Yeah, but when you go to a Catholic Mass or Orthodox Mass, then you still see how smoke and perfume is used to accompany the prayers and the requests and the messages.
In every temple in India, you go everywhere, and perfume it's there, and smoke universal. Is there, and it's still on this kind of connection, because perfume is about connecting, and I use perfume to connect with myself. If you invite people to your house and you smoke and you put your incense, you are welcoming people and you let people to get very used to yourself.
Okay.
To very close to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like an invite in intimacy.
It's very, how do I say that? It's not magical or something, but it's mystical.
Yeah.
And you can't put a finger on it, but at the same time, you know it works, and it's going the way it does. Yeah. So I'd like to. We will of course talk about your perfumes and your master perfumery in Florence and how you work, because it's really magical what the level of craftsmanship or how would you describe it? It's somewhere in arts and craftsmanship.
Yeah, it's very difficult to even to me when I started this magical, let's say, work.
Yeah.
The first time I composed a perfume, I realized that I was composing something which is not part of the material world. You compose something that is somehow in another level, you know, because you're mixing drops. Of course, you're mixing drops, but those drops are connected to the way you smell it, and they're connected with something else. You know, it's not really
because it applies to a sense, to our nose.
Yeah.
So it really has an artistic component. It's very unlogical, but it's via this sense we have of the smell. It also reaches an artistic level.
Yeah, but also it's connecting you with something, with some part of your past, for example. You know, it's emotion. It's connecting you with emotions. Okay. So you are mixing emotions. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah. And you know about what emotions and what feelings.
Yeah.
What experiences.
Also, it's similar to music. Music is the same. You are composing to a piano, but you're not composing there. You're composing something which is inside you.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's the same thing is with perfume. You're mixing drops, but you're mixing something which is connected with some deep stuff that is inside you. You know, this is and then when you offer this to your clients, or you use it just to go outside, is you show something which is very intimate. Yeah.
So it's also a way to transcend ourselves to others, to God.
Yeah.
And also to heal ourselves.
Yeah. Because you cannot reach God if you don't reach first yourself. It's very close.
Yeah, it's close. You know? Yeah. It's
so perfume is connecting with yourself.
And I would say that's very Catholic to describe. But I won't interrupt you. So because in the video you can't smell this, what we are showing around, but you can watch a very beautiful ceremony. I need to stop interrupting you all the time and let you do the beauty of the perfume ceremony.
The first part of the ceremony is to light the charcoal. You know?
This is the charcoal. It's
just the charcoal. You know, it's very common. You find in any kind of you know, shops that they sell, even church shop.
Yeah, Amazon, wherever.
Amazon, whatever, you know, you can buy everywhere. You know, it's charcoal for nargileh. If you look for charcoal for nargileh, you find it.
Okay. And you can burn it for half an hour or 40 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
Because it's immediate. The sensation of the ceremony is very immediate. So you don't need to burn for hours and hours. Then if you want to refresh the ceremony, you can light another charcoal and do it. But you know, this is nice also if you are going to have friends in your house, if you have to have guests, it's to welcome people, because in the Arab culture, bakur is called bakur ceremony.
This is bakur. Okay.
It's used in to welcome people to their place. Okay, when you first walk in a you know, like a Arab sort of house, the first thing that they offer you is bakur.
Okay. And has it also a religious side, or is it just secular? It's welcoming your friends in
it's
your
more
home?
like, in this case, it's not really religion, it's more cultural.
Yeah, okay.
In Oman, that's, you know, this little incense here is coming from Oman.
Okay.
In Oman, they use this for anything. They put in the water and they drink the water.
Really?
Yeah. It's good for stomach.
So you can also inhale or
Yeah.
the perfume material itself.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fall apart in water. It stays the resin, I think. But the perfume will lose in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
The property of the oil, that the resin that is inside goes into the water, and for them, for example, they say it's curing the stomach. Okay. It's good for the stomach.
Yeah.
So in the first thing that they drink in the morning, it's water with incense.
Yeah. And what's the name of this incense?
It's
Oman
it's
incense?
called it's frankincense.
Frankincense. Okay.
From Oman.
Yeah.
And we start with this.
But there is a specific order to start certain smells. You can't just put everything.
You have to find your order.
Okay.
This is the thing. This is how my approach to perfumery. Everyone has to find his own way to approach to this, and you experiment, you try, and then you will really find it. Yeah. And it's a kind of also a little journey. It's a little game. It's a little thing that you can do. And you can play with your friends, with yourself.
Maybe it starts now burning. People can watch.
Smoke, yeah. We put.
Okay. Oh, you mix two things.
It's like recreating a perfume, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You can create.
We talk about it very soon about how you create perfumes.
Like this.
Yeah.
This is a way to create perfumed.
Mix different smells.
Yeah, perfumed smoke.
Yeah.
And then you can apply the same thing to create this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's oil.
Yeah.
Oil and alcohol.
Yeah.
It's resin and wood.
Yeah. You use resin and wood as two substances.
Yeah.
Does one resin also contain one smell, or two, or three? Or
one, but for example, this resin, you can distill. And you can have the oil.
Yeah, okay.
The oil is the one that we use in the perfume. Mm-hmm. Undistilled, you use it on a charcoal and a perfume ceremony.
Yeah.
And for example, if you want to have the same thing is with wood.
Okay.
The famous oud perfume.
Yeah, oud, yeah.
You know, which is very popular.
OUD, and it's an Arab word for.
Yeah. It comes from this.
Okay.
Come from the wood.
Okay. Oud.
Then you put wood.
Yeah.
You distill it, and then you have this kind of drop. Yeah. And of course, to have a drop, you need a piece of wood like this to have a drop.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
That's why perfumes, in the end, if we are talking about natural perfumes, are very expensive, because you need a lot of raw materials in order to have like a bottle of perfume.
You're very specialized in raw materials, right?
Yeah.
You look for them all over the world?
Yes, I'm trying. It's very difficult, and it's also very expensive, I would say, to go around the world and collect the raw materials, because those raw materials is difficult to find, and once you find, you need to find the money to buy.
Okay, because it's
very expensive.
Okay.
Even there, where it's a poor, for example, most of the time are like, poor areas, poor countries, but once you go to approach to a kilo of special rose, you find in Iran, in Turkey, very place where life is still inexpensive. Mm-hmm. When you touch those, it's very expensive.
And about what prices are we talking about?
Rose can go from 3,000 euro per kilo up to 20,000. And the one at 20,000 is very special, very unusual, very difficult to find also. Yeah. It's like cigar, it's like wine, it's like liquors. Yeah. You have different kind of level of purity and materials, and the region where they come from, and it's all about just to explain to people that they are not used to see this kind of quality in perfumes. To say it's similar to wine, it's very easy to understand.
Yeah. And cigars and wines are produced to age for a couple of years, and then you can use it. Does it also apply for perfumes or smells, or is that instant ready to use?
It is instant ready to use, but aging is also very important because it comes from nature. So one year is different from the other, you know. So if you pay attention to it, you can really understand that one rose is 10 years old, one rose is 5 years old.
It's incredible.
So
this is also incredible. It's the whole place, the whole space is filled with the most beautiful smell you can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about that, the simple gest that I did to put this kind of raw materials, this comes from 3 different countries. In like 2 minutes, we mixed Oman, India, and Cambodia.
Wow,
you know?
Cambodia.
Yeah.
And the smell starts to become very subtle. Because I did this smell ceremony, I did it in private for a couple of friends, so I did it a couple of times and did one smell at a time.
Yeah.
But you mixed some things and now the smells became very subtle, mixing together. Very beautiful.
Yeah, I created these boxes with different ingredients, so you can enjoy yourself just mixing it. Yeah. Or you can, if you like one, you can stick with one and just, you know, there are different kind of people, you know, when we're talking about perfumes. There are some people that they choose one perfume and they keep that perfume for the rest of their life. And there are people that are more curious, that they like to change. You know, they like to mix, even mix them on themselves, you know. So we are not the same all the time. We can, you know, so this is open to perfume. It's like dressing. It's an invisible dress. Okay. And it's open to interpret that. Yeah. You know, you can dress one, you can dress two, you can dress one in the morning, one in the evening. Why, you know, there are people that they don't change dress for they keep the same, you know, sort of dressing. And there are people that change
how do you then apply the, because you make personalized perfumes, and that's not only based on talking with the client, but also on trying the exact smell on the skin and how it reacts to one's skin, because the reactions are different. That also point in a way that someone cannot just do all the smells, because it doesn't work sometimes. There is a kind of objective level to apply a certain perfume for the right person.
First of all, in the approach of creating your own personalized fragrance, the first approach is with the nose. Okay, nose is very important. You have to smell it and see what is the reaction in the person to that smell. And then based on that reaction, we select the raw materials first. Once we select it all, we start to mix them. Once it's mixed, we try the mixture on the skin. And that's where you actually start to adjust. Adjust to the skin based on the reaction of the skin. You know, so this is the process. But the first process is choosing, is smelling. It's bring this raw material inside the person. This is creating that connection with the raw materials. That's the
so you really have to connect with the mixture.
Yes. During this session, people are sometimes are very happy. Sometimes they're crying. Sometimes you can because
they come home to their personal smell.
Yeah,
really, they meet their personal smell. They never smelled it, but they know it's their smell.
Exactly. But smelling the raw materials, for example, sometimes they smell something that you smelled when you were like 5 years old and was the oil that your grandmother used to wear. And then you remember immediately that moment. So it opens also memories inside you when you going to create your own perfume. And this is how I meet. That's the most extraordinary thing that I do. It's this kind of very intimate meeting with a person. That's really the best gift of my job is this.
It's special, and you always see emotions coming free.
From everyone, from every kind of person.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a very special moment for both of us, for the client, but also for me when we create a perfume, because we go and we touch things which are not available every day.
And doing this as the main part, the most special part of your work as a master perfumer, How do you look to the world of perfumes today? Because you can choose perfumes in a supermarket from 4, 5, 6 euros all the way to very special luxurious brands from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 euros. Your perfumes are not especially expensive, neither does the perfumes you make personally for people. So how do you look to this world you are operating in?
Fortunately, we have two eyes. So I use one eye and the other eye, you know, and looking in the different thing, because I think perfumes should be for everyone. Of course, like we cannot afford, I would like to have a beautiful house, but maybe sometime you cannot afford it. But you have to have the right to have a house to live, you know.
And make it as beautiful as you can.
Exactly. Yeah. So perfume is the same. You should have the chance to perfume your life. Then there are different levels and there are different kind of possibility, you know. So I'm trying to create and to deliver to this possibility, to the different possibility to people. Yeah. And of course, if I create a perfume that the base of the raw materials are 20,000 euro, 100,000 euro, I cannot
That's not
sell this to, exactly, you know. So it's not even for me. I cannot afford my perfume.
But you make beautiful perfumes for a good price, and they still are from natural raw materials.
Yeah.
While the whole market of perfumes is shifted to chemicals and unnatural raw materials to make it cheap or to make it exactly the same. And you find a piece of rose raw material, rose oil, and that will not be exactly the same that you buy 2 years later or something. So you can make limited series and they always differ a little bit. And the industry doesn't like it. They make chemicals and they will be the same now as it is over 10 years.
I take my risk in that way because it's easy. If you standard a product, it's very easy. You don't have to think about, you are not worried. But with natural ingredients, you have to advise people that maybe you're buying a perfume this year from my collection, you're buying the same perfume 2 years later, and there might be a little different. There might be. There might be, because it's part of the. I cannot sell like a Brunello di Montalcino and say to you, you will buy 10 years later and it's the same.
Okay.
It's an alive thing inside the bottle. I mean,
it's real. It's real material.
It's evolving. Also, if you keep
this in the bottle, it's evolving. It's aging like wine.
Exactly.
Incredible.
So you are buying something that it's alive, and you have to accept this concept. If you want something standard and this is the same all the time, then you buy chemical stuff and it's okay.
Yeah, beautiful. You see a lot of brands coming up, small brands, and they break through and make a lot of money, and then they are bought by a big company. And then you say, yeah, but the maker doesn't work there anymore. It's now from the big company. They use the name, put in chemical materials instead of the natural raw materials they used before. And now it's different. It happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about, for example, Chanel No. 5 has been reformulated 26 times in the history.
And it's existing for about 100 years.
Yeah, 26 times means that the formula changed 26 times in the history, because in the original Chanel No. 5 there was this special jasmine harvested in France with the technique that today doesn't exist anymore.
Wow, really?
You know, and it is the enfleurage technique. And it's gone, doesn't exist anymore. So cannot be the same perfume.
And they're still looking for the right substance.
And then of course they substitute, but then also we also have to deal with the IFRA regulation, which is the regulation on cosmetic, which is changing all the time. So sometimes you use something that you cannot use anymore, so you have to substitute. So substituting raw materials, it's how you reformulate the perfume.
Do you have an example from that a certain raw material is forbidden or something?
Yeah. Even, for example, the rosewood. Rosewood now is forbidden.
Wow, why? No animals were hurt?
Yeah, no, because the people developed some allergic reaction, rosewood, and rosewood can be used in fragrance. So you have to use a chemical substitute to rosewood. And this is it's a little strange to say, but sometimes chemical stuff is more safe from an allergic point of view than natural. You know, we think about natural.
So it doesn't have only disadvantages.
Yeah.
It can be helpful as well to use a chemical substance for.
Yeah, but personally, I would prefer, in my ideal world,
raw material.
And not to use. If I develop like an allergic reaction to rosewood, I would prefer not to use a perfume rather than use something which doesn't give me any kind of allergic, but I don't know what I'm putting in my skin.
Right.
You know, so this is the thing to say. You know, sometimes because this is acceptable on a one-to-one person, because I do the perfume for you, we try on your skin. If there is any reaction, we stop it. We say it. That's it. I mean, we finish there. If rather than give you like something that it's not natural, you know.
Yeah, beautiful. And so you put a lot of perfumes now together and at the same moment in a charcoal. Can you continue for the time the charcoal is burning, or do you stop?
No. You can continue. I mean, you can just take this, for example.
So there is not a certain process that you do this and then you stop, or.
No. And also, what I recommend people is just try, you know, make your experiment. For example, if you have a garden, and you have a leaf, like a sage leaf, you can put a little sage inside, and give you this kind of smoky, sort of aromatic smell with frankincense is fantastic.
So you don't need actually the.
You don't need my stuff anyway.
I do need it.
No, I mean it's like this is when you love perfume, when you love something, you don't want to be the exclusive person that is selling your stuff. You know, it's just opening this possibility.
For me, what I saw in Florence, and your son who was there, he did this ceremony for me. It was unbelievable. One of the biggest and intense experiences I ever had. So I never knew anything about this.
Yeah, but also because my raw materials are the best. But then,
Cheers.
Then you can choose. Then you can experiment with others, you know. And so I keep it open for you. But it's like I can tell you that from my experience, and this is where I put my heart. You know, and it's are the best in terms of reaction that you have to the raw material. That's the main thing. You know, it's very important, this one.
Yeah, it's very strong. It's very intense. Like in the Arab world, they do that as a welcoming ceremony. Just these kinds of perfumes.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned churches, where it was
you know, church. Why they used to have this? It is in the ceremony, in the Christian ceremony, in Christian liturgy. It's used in the moment where you actually are concentrated. Everybody is in silent, and then there is the guy that is passing with. And that's the moment where you connect with God. Okay. And this can be done with any kind of raw materials in a region. But then they choose frankincense, because frankincense has a very powerful antiseptic effect. So basically, it kills the germs. So it was a way to keep also the clean.
It was a hygiene and medical matter.
So during COVID, for example, I used to clean my house with the frankincense all the time. Keep frankincense everywhere and would keep
bacterials and
and it's fantastic. I never get it. So
Yeah,
it did
me
work
neither.
for me.
Yeah, yeah. Great. You know, the only thing I ever noticed about smells in churches and, you know, those Eastern bookshops you have here with the Buddhist books, etc.
Yeah.
Big differences I noticed is that the smells in the church, Catholic Church, it has a kind of opening character. It's welcoming and then it's opening, while in the Buddhist bookshops you have those sticks with the, I don't know the English words, but everyone know them, and it's dense. It's putting you down as if it's coming to you instead of opening the air. That's the most. Actually it's the only difference I know about smells. There is something which is coming to you, which is closing you, and there is a kind of smell which is opening. Do you recognize such a difference, or
there are scents that are somehow provoking some reaction, and this you have to know them, and I don't know which one you're talking about, but most of the time a bookshop with neon light or something like this,
cheap smells?
Yeah, I mean they use cheap smell, and that's closing.
Okay.
Okay, but if you would go in Tibet, in one of these place where they have these old books and monastery,
yes. And they have also these high qualitative.
Exactly, and they make it. They make it by themselves. That's where you have a different opening from a church. Also sometimes in church they use bad quality incense because they want to somehow.
They want to be such a Buddhist bookshop.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like sometimes you don't feel this kind of opening, and it also what this stuff doing, it's actually opening a higher perception on where you are. Okay, so if you are in a bad place, not nice, bad energy, not very well decorated, it opens to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Your perception is it's closing. It's actually the bookshop is closing you, not the perfume most of the time.
Okay. Okay.
So if it opens you in a church, because the magnificence of a church, it's connected with the opening of the incense and the perfume.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you do it in your house, you put your light on a little bit down, you create the ambient to open the ceremony. Maybe you light the candles and you put some music on, you create that ambient, then you put your incense, and then you feel very good. You feel very relaxed. You feel very connected with your living space that you created and you choose, or you choose for yourself. Yeah. And that's where you want to welcome people, how you want to welcome people to your place.
Yeah, I can imagine that you do this every night.
Yeah. You can have your tea. I have like a collection of very nice Chinese tea, and sometimes I use this. And you can do with your cigar, for example, after the cigar, for sure.
To purify the
area, but also to mix with. Actually, people are saying, I like the smoke, the smell of the cigar.
Yeah, afterwards not, but.
Yeah, but even after, it's something that is still there, but if you mix it with the frankincense, it's fantastic. What I do, sometimes I do barbecue, outside. Yeah. And people are complaining about the smell of the, the fish but then at the end, I burn incense,
Yeah, and then
so everyone is happy with it, So I just take something, but I give something, so people are...
It's just on the street or in your garden?
Yeah, it's my garden, but I live in a garden where next I have neighbors and
you live in Florence.
Yeah,
it's all so close together.
Yeah. So they're like, it's a way to communicate, to exchange.
Beautiful.
To
this
be
is so
accepted,
beautiful. Yeah. So you can burn it, you can use it like I do as a potpourri, but you have also a line of 7 smells for sale as your brand.
Yeah.
It's prefab, so it's not personalized. What's the idea behind those 7 smells?
Well, the 7 smells are, first of all, are 7. 7 is like
a nice number.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's a magic number. We can speak hours about the number 7, but it's a holy number. Okay, so I would like to keep this collection in 7 fragrances. Those 7 are like Monday is the day of the moon, you know, like Sunday is the day of the sun, you know.
Yes.
So it's like there are different kind of planets and words, you know. So the same is with
And they have a meaning.
Yeah, they have a meaning. Yeah.
It's not a joke or something. It's real.
Yeah. And in my collection, I want to express 7 different state of mind, I would say. I just wanted to create something affordable to people, but still exclusive from a factory point of view.
It's very affordable. Yeah. It's not meant to be this bottle is for a certain type of certain kind of person, but more for a state of mind, you would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go into the, for example, I still use, I don't use my perfume most of the time because I'm always experimenting, so I have to.
You have your own smells.
I have to create every day something, and it's very difficult for me to actually wear my perfumes, ready-made perfumes, because I'm working on other perfumes, and this.
I saw your laboratory, so you have more than 100 of raw materials, maybe 200 or 300. How many?
Yeah, now we are around 1,500.
1,500.
From little samples up to kilos of
raw materials, all different types of perfumes, and you can literally make your own perfume every day.
Yeah.
But I noticed that what you said told me about. So I tried to determine what kind of the 7 is my perfume, but I didn't get it, because sometimes I prefer those 2, and sometimes I prefer this one. What you tell now, it makes sense, because I didn't realize that you can have state of minds which are connected to a certain perfume.
For example, we are talking about Argento Vivo. Argento Vivo, it's a floral scent, and people most of the time maybe people either like flowers or they don't really like the flowers.
Okay.
So there is nothing I can do on the fact that you don't like flower. You will never wear or buy Argento Vivo. No? Okay. But if you are in the middle, that you might like a little flowers, and maybe Sangueblu, it's a scent that in fact it's one of the most popular scent, because it opens up your taste into amber, flower, citron. So it's like something that is not clearly something which is actually selecting people, no? It's something that opens up to many kind of taste. In this way, you can actually appreciate that if you don't appreciate some pure essences like flowers or for example, Satanel is more like woody, spicy, oriental, you know. Okay. But you can also mix them.
You can mix those perfumes also?
Yeah, you can mix them. Yeah, you can like have something in your clothes which is more floral, and then you put some other inside, and it's like, and also what I wanted to express with this line is, and it's just not just through the line, but the concept of perfume is that you should keep those perfumes in your library, not in your toilet. Okay. Because perfume are art expression, and you have to find a nice place to display your perfumes, not only mine, but the perfumes in general. And most of the time, perfume bottles are beautiful.
They are.
So you put beautiful stuff around, and people will appreciate it.
Yes.
Even if you have like books like this, for example, you put the perfume in front, the bottles, and they talk each other, you know.
Yeah, it's a good
good way to. So in this way, if I give to you Argento Vivo and you don't like flowers, but at least you can still find a place to display, because it's a piece of art.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful expression of something. So it's culture, you know, and you show people that
don't
you
put
are,
it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That you've been to Florence and you find this unknown, you know, perfume that nobody has, and you have it in your house.
Yeah.
You know, this is the value of collecting perfumes.
Yes, this is so special. I'm sure that many people who are watching this, that they never heard a story like this about perfumes. I'm sure that no one does. But do you have fellow perfumeries or master perfumers you know of that they have such an obsession for raw materials, for personalized perfumes as you have? There are not many in the world.
No, I think most of the perfumer, I'm talking about the real perfumer, they work inside their own lab and they don't show this to people. Okay, they don't talk about it. They're creating for, most of them, they're creating for big companies like multinational companies.
Okay.
And they are forced somehow to stay in their lab and creating, because in a perfumer, that kind of perfumer job, you don't create only for niche perfumery, but you create also for detergent, you know. And when you're dealing with detergent, you have to find to take my Sangueblu, which costs let's say 1,000 euro per kilo, and you should reduce this cost to 7 euro, because 7 euro is the cost that you should put in detergent, you know, for floor.
Yeah.
So the knowledge of the perfumer is to find this raw material that is very expensive, find the one that has not the same but similar, let's say, similar smell, but cost 20 times less, okay? Together with, so it's a job, okay? So you're concentrated on this kind of, fortunately, I don't have to do that.
You're free to do what
Yeah,
you
I'm
like.
only in my collection, I'm only in high-end perfumery, I'm only in very specialized, expensive, and rare raw materials.
But you compose music for every of the 7 smells.
Yeah, this is because I believe that music and perfume, they are sharing a very deep emotional thing inside ourselves, and if you put them together, it's magic. I also published an album with the songs of my perfumes.
Really?
Yeah. Just to express this, to tell
7
people
songs
that
or more?
there are 10,
10, okay.
but 7 are dedicated to this collection. 3 is another collection, which is not on the market yet, but will come maybe in the future.
Okay, we hope so.
But this is that's a game, you know, because we also have to play. In life, we have to play.
Yeah. What would it be without play?
Yeah, exactly. And you have to, you know, to sometime to jump in something that it's not exactly completely your field, but you want to try this because it's something that it's inside you. Okay. Yeah. So I was born as a photographer, for example, and then I did interior design. That's why when you come to my place, you like, because I also designed everything there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, but I connected everything into perfumery. So all my knowledge about art and my research, I used to be a musician when I was young. So all these things come together. Yeah. And
so you're specialized in multiple senses. It's not only
5 senses.
It's not only the perfume.
No. Perfume is I like it because it's the most invisible one, and you can like give them a form which they don't have. And this is nice because you can express all of this around.
And what is the other 2 senses you like to use? Because you use the interior design and photography, the music.
Within the interior design, you use a lot of materials also. Yeah. You know, when you come to my place, you see
it's very feelable.
Yeah.
How would you say, tactical, or what's the name? Okay.
Even the way I brushed and I painted the walls, I did it in a way that looks like something that you want to touch, you know, something touchable.
Yeah, it is. the boxes, etc. Yeah, and the fifth sense, eating, or what do you do with
Yes, we used to do a lot of multisensorial dinner.
In your laboratory, you have also a beautiful presentation table or dining table.
Exactly, that's where I used to do this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a super exclusive experience, and I used to do it with a chef and
that is a chef who knows about how the food should smell.
Yeah, we work together on this, and then we create this particular dinner, particular event, and we used to sell it. But it's a really exclusive event, and the piano. That's why the piano is there. The piano because I used to have like a musician playing and a singer, and at the end of the evening you end up with
full senses.
Full senses. Yeah.
You're tired after that evening.
You're tired. You are probably also drunk.
Okay.
Because we used to serve a lot of nice wine and liquor, and and so people were very happy. Okay. Once again, it's a game. We like to play, and I think that
it brings you a lot of joy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about why we are here living in this world as a spirit, we don't die. We're just immortal. Immortal. But we are here, and we have this body. We have all these senses to experiment our senses. And when you do something which you bring all your senses to another level and you push a lot with this sensuality, that's where you have the most beautiful experience. So that's why when we, for example, we make love, our senses are very open, and you are open to touch, to smell, to everything, So the same is when you stimulate all your senses artistically at the same time. You have an experience that is really extraordinary. Yeah. And that's
you open up completely.
Yeah, that's how I should play. This is the role of art. Come, you are in this world, you are an immortal spirit, but I will let you live this, physical experience, which is experimenting the 5 senses all together in one night and play with it. So this is the way of that I have the perception.
It's beautiful
of art.
To see how your physical senses are so connected and so conditionary for your spirit as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for this conversation, which is a little bit long, but
it's beautiful.
We like. It was long also to drive from Italy to here.
Exactly.
So it's worth to talk a little bit. And thank you for hosting me here and in your country also, because it's a beautiful country. My son is studying here in Holland. So.
So you have a beautiful time with your son.
And it's glad to come here as your guest.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ik vind het echt bijzonder, zo bijzonder. Maar goed, deze doosjes, die kun je dus gewoon in je kamer zo neerzetten, open. En het blijft gewoon maandenlang. Tot nog toe geurt het gewoon onophoudelijk. Het staat daar gewoon. Maar je kunt het dus ook branden. Daar zitten die houtskooltjes bij. 12 stuks voor 12 keer zo'n brandceremonie. In de webwinkel van Parelmoer. Evenals die 7 geuren van Sileno Cheloni. Die zijn dus allemaal aan te schaffen. Het is niet eens voor dit allemaal met bizar mooie natuurlijke materialen. Zijn het geen dure parfums van €115 meen ik. Dus dat is echt behoorlijk normaal geprijsd. Ik ga nagenieten van die geur met Sileno en zijn zoon en Menno. Gaan we deze serene sfeer nagenieten. Bedankt voor het kijken. Ik hoop dat we binnenkort een andere fabrikant van prachtig materiaal kunnen presenteren. In ieder geval, dit is nu verkrijgbaar in parelmoer.shop. Tot de volgende keer. I don't know what to say.
Good.
Yeah, I'm silent.
That's good.
Yeah.